ridiculous. That instrument is totally in your control. My name is Mindy Abovitz. I'm a drummer, and I'm the publisher, creator, and editor-in-chief of Tom Tom Magazine, which is a magazine about female drummers. I was drawn to the drums subconsciously. It was something I kind of needed to do. Really non-verbal desire to hit things, maybe. I got a bass guitar when I was 15 years old. My brother gave me one, and I was a budding riot girl. And so I joined a band with another budding riot girl. And by the time I got to college, I realized I actually really wanted to be a drummer and started playing on all my friends' drum sets. And for my 21st birthday, my best friend bought me my own drum set. It was a red Percussion Plus. And she had also already set up the kit in her house, which she deemed our new practice space. And we pretty much started a band that day. I think I had already had a bunch of drum beats in my head. The first couple of times I sat at a drum kit and I was alone, I remember feeling like, whoa, this is intense and awesome. And I moved to New York and got a master's in media studies at the new school with zero intention to be using it to make a magazine. It allotted me the knowledge to work sound for music. And then the heavy theory-based part of the media program now informs what I do with the magazine kind of every day. I had already been in a couple of bands by the time I moved to New York, and they were all with other women. And I got here and I was like, oh, it's gonna be so easy, New York is full of musicians. It was not. And then rock camp happened. It definitely took confidence to write an email to rock camp and say, I'm a drummer and I would like to be a drum instructor. Year one of rock camping in New York. I had been playing for 6 years or something, so totally self-taught, total riot girl on the drums, don't know what I'm doing. Probably was even not so confident in calling myself a drummer after all those years. And then recognizing that I'm about to teach people how to play drums with other women who are calling themselves drummers was very intimidating, but I still sent off that email. And they wrote back saying, awesome, we still need drum instructors, be there. And that first day, there was this woman, kind of the head of the drum instructors, and she was like, you will be teaching rudiments. And I was like, I don't know rudiments, but I will. I was like, I will totally be teaching rudiments. And that night I went home and learned rudiments. I'm really defiant by nature. I think if someone tells me not to do something, I'm interested in doing it. And I felt, whether it was real or not, that I was being told not to do lots of things because I was a girl. For me, it was my best friend was this role model where she was reading everything and doing it on her own, and then my other bandmates were equally knew everything, and it was the learning process together that built my confidence up, and also that total security of being it's cool that you don't know anything right now. It's cool that you totally suck. We were having fun. It's exactly what we wanted to do. We were super confident. And so that's how all of my evolution of my music history is sort of built. Very little lessons, very little trying to fit into a mold musically. It's just been what do I feel like doing if I'm not following a mold or a path that's already there? It's something new will be birthed from it that could fill a gap. When I came up with the idea to start a magazine about female drummers, I was pretty certain that one was already in existence. So I searched for it on Google. And when I didn't find it, I thought, I'll start a blog. And as soon as the person who has that magazine about female drummers finds out about me via my blog, I'll stop doing what I'm doing and join forces with them. I just can't find them somehow right now. So I started the blog and I interviewed myself and I pretended like I was the magazine interviewing Mindy Abovitz, the drummer. And I sent the questions to a couple people that initial interview for feedback, and it just started rolling from there. I knew nothing about the publishing world. I knew nothing about running a media website. The punk DIY ethos came into play in terms of pooling together resources, working with people I felt like were my peers and not judging me. I continue to do that right now. sharing whatever knowledge I have in exchange for knowledge that other people have that I don't have. That is how the magazine came to be and how it's still growing and evolving and developing. The level of respect and validity and authenticity that comes with holding a copy of a magazine is unsurmounted. Like, you can't compare it to a website. When people find out we're a print magazine is when they realize we're for real. And we drummers need that. We need to be taken as seriously as possible. I talk about Tom Tom as being a magazine about average drummers sometimes, or the everyday drummer, because I do come up against this idea with the drum industry where I'm like, I keep thinking, like, why do they use the same 5 drummers over and over again? Like, why is it Sheila E., Cindy Blackman, Hannah Ford, Kim Thompson, and Jess Bowen? Why is it just those drummers? Why can't they see there's more of us? And I came to realize it's because they're only looking for, like, the best female drummers so that when they put them in their magazines, the guys reading the magazines can be like, yeah, she's got chops, like, she better than me or whatever. And I'm like, that's not what it's about. Anyone who plays an instrument knows it's coming from a place of passion. I feel like that level of judgment gets kind of lower when you just say that. You're just like, yeah, actually, we don't care if we're on a major label and we don't care if anyone endorses us. So go away, all you people who want that. We're starting from like a very common place. And in Tom Tom, it's like, yeah, you want to be her, but you want to be her because she's just doing it herself and she's not caring about if people judge her. Whether or not I was the best drummer, whether or not I knew how to copy edit, which I don't, whether or not I knew how to make a magazine, I didn't, whether or not I felt competent to do these things, I did not, whether I knew how to sell ads, did not. I decided if I wasn't going to do it, I might never see it happen in my lifetime. And that wasn't an okay thing for me. Why wouldn't you start a magazine? Why would you stop yourself from doing something? I believe that we're capable of doing anything we want to do. And I want to be like living proof of that.
Hi everyone! Thank you for watching our very first episode of Ladypoints. We hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe below.
And follow us on Tumblr and Facebook for updates. We're at ladypoints.tumblr.com and facebook.com/ladypoints.
Thanks.
Bye.